Okay, this is about the InMetrics K16. This is designed to help us reopen the economy, help reopen business, and make everyone feel a little safer than what they have the last few months. This is me. I'm Tony. I'm the guy that's going to be talking to you here. And this is all my contact information. It can be available later on if you have any further questions, need to call, need to email me, whatever questions if we're not able to address them during the call itself here. This is our agenda. What are the challenges of reopening and how can we help? The InMetrics temperature reading kiosk, and then we'll have a brief Q&A afterwards. How do you reopen and reduce liability? You know, as a business owner, you need to do something that's going to actually help restore confidence in the reopening, both with your customers and with your employees as well. This has been a really scary time for a lot of people. Part of that, how do you make sure that you do the right thing? The quality of the equipment. You got to make sure that you're actually using something that's real, that's functional. You know, if you had a construction business, you wouldn't buy cheap hard hats. You want to make sure that you do the right product the right way to truly ensure safety. And then how do you keep moving people through efficiently? Because let's face it, the volume of people in the economy moving from place A to place B, that's what makes the money move, but that's also been one of the concerns about with the pandemic situation as well. How can the InMetrics K16 help? We are able to give you control to set temperature thresholds and accurately measure them so that you can actually see who may be a risk. So for example, on the low end, you could put 97.0 Fahrenheit, or maybe a little bit lower than that to cover, you know, if somebody comes out of the air conditioning of their car and they've had it turned up so they're a little extra cool. But then also you could have it up to say maybe 99.5 or 99.9 degrees in case someone's just a little more warm-blooded, which, you know, human temperature varies from person to person a little bit. But it's a way to let you quickly identify who might be an issue that way. We've actually just launched what we call the walk-by mode. So we'll show it here a little bit later in a video, but it lets people move in rapid succession so that they're moving through without slowing things down. So think about somewhere where you're, let's say, in a government building and you need to be able to pass through to go and, I don't know, renew your driver's license, or maybe you're standing in line at a movie theater. And very few people have done very much of anything the last 3 months. So everyone wants to get out and get their business done. They don't want to sit there and wait for rescan. You want to keep things moving, because keeping things moving is what makes people feel, A, that it's a professional, well-run operation, and B, it just keeps them happy. And happy people spend money. Also mentioned down here, we're not making any medical claims at all. We recommend against medical use for this. It's not an FDA-approved diagnostic quality on the device, nor should it be used as part of the medical record. This is all run as an ancillary way of helping you sift through and comply with some of the government rules regarding the reopening. The K16, we invented this, we developed it in-house. We've got the advanced infrared camera. This is the critical part. This is a very unique product right here. This actually utilizes AI technology so that you've got the capability of running it literally from booting it up out of the box, you know, pull it out of the box, turn on the power, it'll boot up and you're ready to go. It self-calibrates. There is no other product like this on the market with those capabilities. As far as the brains behind it, this is the InPad 101. We've delivered a ton of these devices globally for smart vending. This is a highly capable industrial grade Android tablet. And then the InMetrics UI software, Android-based. We do have full API capabilities as well so that it can be integrated to third-party applications, such as access control systems that may be out there on the market that already exist in certain companies and businesses. And then we do have the capability for optional cloud services as well. To reiterate, this is fully expandable and customizable. This is not just a one-trick pony. A little more on the infrared camera here. This is an industry-leading high-resolution camera. We're sampling at 50 frames per second, which is actually video. Now, to put this in comparison, you're literally looking at something where in 4K video, you're sampling at 60 hertz or 60 times per second. So this is near 4K quality sampling rate. As far as the competing products, they sample at a much lower rate. They sample on average about 1 frame per second. So it's more like a photograph. It uses fewer pixels in the sampling. So it's a much lower resolution image, so it's much more difficult to get an accurate reading the first time around. That's the reason why they take longer. Because of the video, we can keep a better distance. Because of the higher resolution, we can keep a better distance as well. Now, to put this in comparison, 1 frame a second, that's more along the lines of a 2 megapixel camera, which if any of you have been around the cellular world as long as I have, you'll know that you're talking about a camera that is, let's call it, the equivalent of a Nokia 2730. So something about 2006, 2007 vintage. So hardly anything remotely resembling anything of a modern solution with high capabilities in terms of camera functionality. How do we compare to the competition? We wonder why they don't show the infrared image. Ours shows the detail. It's a little hard to show in this image. If you want to, I can show you a higher resolution picture here later on offline, but we show different hot points along the body. You can actually see where we're picking up more information around the forehead, the neck, and the nose area, as well as the mouth area, if a mask is not being used. We use best-in-breed hardware. InPad 101 uses an ARM Cortex A5 octa-core 1.8 gigahertz processor. This is a computational monster. This will grow with you in your business for other functions as you move forward, way past the pandemic. This is an access control device as well. Got a 10.1-inch touchpad. It's HD configuration. You've got a 3D built-in camera. That's where you can take pictures and do other integration capabilities. Built-in Wi-Fi, so if you want to, you can send back reports over the air so that you can read and review how many people were actually passed through your point there, and they were told it's okay, please proceed, that they were fine. This is information that in certain regions the county health departments are requesting. And then also we have an fanless design with a wide operating temperature range, as low as 15 degrees Fahrenheit up to 122 Fahrenheit. So this can handle pretty much any environment that you're going to put up to it. Now, the one thing I will say is it does need to be protected from the weather, meaning it is not waterproof. If you have customers who need cellular connectivity, we've got an answer for that too. We have the well-known, industry accepted IR611 with Wi-Fi. So this becomes your hotspot for the K16. You can make it part of your own network, or you can create your own network for this with a Cat6 LTE connection. This Cat6 LTE connection can even be a pop-up Wi-Fi access point for other devices in case you don't want to expose this, or you don't even have internet connectivity wherever you're putting this up. It may be somewhere outdoors, for example, at a temporary location during the kickoff of a music concert venue. It may be something where whoops, we're doing it as a temporary location at an arena somewhere, and you don't have access to the local Wi-Fi for security purposes otherwise. It just gives you other options to give you connectivity and collect the information that you need to make sure everyone's staying safe. This works in two different modes. We've got what we call the walk-by mode, which I just mentioned a minute ago. Play this video first.
Please proceed.
Oops, sorry, we had two different connections here.
Please proceed. Please proceed. Please proceed.
See how this keeps people moving quickly? Or we've got the more traditional one-to-one relationship where, you know, for example, if you've got a turnstiles or something else like that. Whoops.
Please proceed.
So either one is functional and valid. There's just two different types of use cases. Show the real-time image reading.
Please proceed.
There you can see right here the actual thermal imagery being taken. We show people.
Please proceed. Please wait for us. Please wait for assistance.
As far as system use, you've got on-site management capabilities. You've got the ability to locally log into the system and browse records. Here you can see different people where they were actually allowed through. 99.14 degrees, body temperature 97.7. Whoops, we had one that was flagged at 99.5. Everyone else is there available. And you can actually look at days of the week. So that's all your days of the week, and then you can drill down individually. You can see statistics, your normal, your over temperature, so on and so forth. We also have coming soon, we're going to have the ability to read from and monitor from another room on an independent computer screen here. So it'll actually let someone sit nearby but not be directly exposed to potentially sick people while they're actually being scanned by the computer. Operational management. We've got it configured to where you can receive a notification by email. You can see here on the right, this is actual screenshot for one where we had an alarm triggered. Someone registered 101.9 degrees Fahrenheit. It was an alarm based on the walk-by mode. And then you actually can download the picture if you want to. And it does it on demand as soon as it happens, provided you have internet connectivity. You've got cloud services. So you're able to actually plug into an API there and actually see what else may be going on. And frankly, we're looking for customers to come forward and tell us what kind of cloud services you're looking for. We're open to develop those kind of additional capabilities for you. The Android-based API supports functionality, expansion, and integration with third-party systems. So that could be anything from turnstile activation, deactivation to not let someone through or to have them come to the side. It could be tying into identifying identity card swipes in front of an actual location. You know, let's say you're trying to get access into a building past the entry foyer, where before you might have an employee swipe an employee badge to come in and actually gain access to the building. This would actually give the ability to give that access a second qualifier, not just temperature, but also the badge swipe as a combined solution there. The K16 is easy. I cannot emphasize the plug-and-play nature of this product enough. It is simple, it is easy, it comes out of the box and just works. There is no IT integration required if you don't want to. It's simple. You can set this up on a table at the front of your, or a desk or a countertop at the
Hey,
front of your
Tony.
building, of your office. Yes.
Hey, this is Ken. I noticed from the chats on my own screen, it looks like the screen share is still, it's stuck on instantaneous reading.
Huh, that's odd. Let me see what's going on.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. I can't see that part from mine. 1 second here. Are you able to see my screen now?
I am, Tony. Everyone
Okay,
else?
fantastic. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what locked up there. Did you see the instantaneous read videos?
Yes, we did actually.
Okay, perfect.
Please wait for assistance.
This is the system use on-site management that I'd mentioned a moment ago. You can browse records. There's actually a special way to log in to a password-protected section of the K16, so you're able to actually go back and see records for the week. You've got all of your days of the week, or you can dial down into a specific day, say Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, whichever day. And as you can see down here, you'll actually see the different body temperatures. This is what I was talking about a minute ago, where you've got 99.14 Fahrenheit, everything's fine. And then after that, you've got one here that's 99.5 body temperature that they pulled someone over to the side and said, please wait. This is the coming soon. This is where we're actually going to have a Wi-Fi broadcast to send so that someone can monitor it from a separate room, so that whoever's there working the front entrance to the building may not necessarily have to be exposed to someone in case they sneeze, cough, or whatever the case is, until you're actually able to approve them to move through the building. Operational management, this is what I was referring to a minute ago. You've got notification via email. As you have people who are flagged and asked to please step to the side for assistance, you can configure this to send those emails out one by one so that you've got a notification immediately and you know what's going on. If, say, for example, someone who's in building management, they're alerted immediately. So, really the reason why we do this is not necessarily to flag someone and create fear, but to engage people so that there are human-based checks and balances. Because you may have someone that actually comes into the building from a third, they walked halfway down the block. It's 95 degrees, 102 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona, or Dallas, Texas, and they're hot. And they just need to be checked a little more closely. Whoops, no, they're sweating. They've been walking a while. They need to cool off for a second, and then we'll retest them again. And then also, obviously, what I mentioned a minute ago about the Android-based API, so that there's full support functionality. So this can be expanded and integrated to third-party systems such as security access controls. For example, buzzing someone into a building or them having an employee ID scanner. This could actually be part of it. So now there's two conditions, one being that they swipe their card, but second, that they're actually get an approval on the body temperature read. As far as the K16 and plug and play, this is what I was trying to say a minute ago when I realized that everything was stuck there on the one frame. The K16 is ridiculously easy to implement. You open the box, you plug it into the wall, you turn it on, you let it boot up. Part of the boot up is the calibration process that it auto does on its own, and then it's ready to go. That's it. That's as simple as you can make it right there. It does not require any IT integration up front if you don't want it to, and it does not require any ongoing IT maintenance in terms of calibration, monitoring, and so on and so forth. It's got a standard desktop stand with an easily adjustable screen. You can tilt it as far as 90 degrees for maximum for a number of different on-site scenarios. Again, I'm going to reemphasize, we want to use this indoor only because it is not protected against bad weather, blowing rain of any kind, to be honest with you, ice, snow. Those are not good for electronics unless they have special ruggedization settings, and this is not one of those things. Now, with that being said, this could be deployed in something like a guard hut on the outside part of a campus or a perimeter of a large complex so that you could use it in different options there. Because that, we do have coming soon wall-mounted and floor stand versions to make it more flexible for more more varying needs in different businesses and different locations. Applications. Where would this be a great area to start prospecting for customers for? Office buildings, obviously. Office buildings have been empty for a couple of months now. There's a lot of businesses that really need to get their employees back into office buildings so that they can actually go in and collaborate together in a more realistic manner. Online collaboration only gets you so far. Movie theaters. There's still a lot of contention about how the government plans to allow movie theaters to reopen during the quarantine. Movie theaters have been closed for nearly 3 months now. There's a lot of pent-up demand for movie theaters to do business so that they can stay viable entities, but also there's a lot of people who want to go out and patronize these companies. So they're a really great prospect to go after. Factories and warehouses. A lot of factories have been shut down and warehouses have been shut down due to COVID outbreaks at these companies. These are a great area, particularly with the upgraded capability of being able to tie it into third-party access control situations. This is just a great area. Retail. Maybe you've got a shopping store. Maybe you've got a restaurant, a bar, a nightclub. Who knows what else? Those are all areas that need to reopen, and they need a constant flow of people to be viable and to stay in business. People traffic equals cash flow for them. Restaurants as well. Hotels. Hotels have had a particularly difficult time during this whole scenario. One, because travel has been reduced, but two, quite honestly, a lot of people are concerned about who might be right across the hallway. And if someone sneezes, it may be something as perfectly innocent as seasonal allergies, or they may have one of the viruses, and the COVID-19 virus or anything else that's, they're concerned about. So this really gives them a way to identify this and make people be more at ease. Put it right up there at the check-in. Have it be part of the check-in. Make it simple. Make it easy. Make people feel safe. Obviously, schools. Most schools closed down in March, and they never reopened. And now they're trying to figure out how these schools are going to reopen in the fall, protect the kids from illness. This is an ongoing solution for schools, because maybe there are kids who are going to school who have influenza or other conditions where they're running a fever after the COVID pandemic situation has calmed down. These schools really need to know that these kids are okay and safe, and they're not making all of the other kids sick. Last year, my daughter's school had a scenario where the influenza shut. It was like 30% of the kids weren't coming to class because there were that many kids sick. If they'd had this, they might have been able to identify something a little sooner. And then obviously government facilities. It could be something as simple as the Department of Motor Vehicles, where they're going in and working with people every day, in and out, in and out. You need to know, are the people coming in there okay? Are the employees okay? It's just making sure that everyone is looking out for one another and has a greater sense of confidence in the reopening. Support and service. It's got a 1-year warranty. Customization is widely available and capable. And it is backed by the IoT and expertise of InHand Networks. We're industry experts at IoT. Very few companies have the same resume as we do in terms of capacity, not only for manufacturing, but for innovation and helping companies integrate truly useful, truly revolutionary products. InHand Networks is the 3rd largest industrial cellular router company in the world by volume. Why do we say by in volume? because other companies sell cellular routers for a lot more money than we do. Buy volume is the real trigger, because that's really who's buying our stuff, and are we actually seen as a strong partner in the industry, which we indeed are. We've been pioneering in IoT for 19 years. We were founded in 2001. We've been working with companies such as GE Healthcare, the China State Grid, and Schneider. We're a Rockwell product partner. We're a Siemens partner, an ABB partner. Last year, we opened up a brand new facility. It's 200,000 square feet. And we also, in 2019, had the hallmark of 3 million devices plus deployed worldwide, and over 400,000 shipments in 2019 alone. We also launched an IPO here earlier this year in 2020, back in February, in the SSE Star Market. So why am I telling you this? It shows how strong we are, our strength and our capability. We're here for the long term, and we're here to help. Here's some more of our other customers and partners. Schneider Electric, Rockwell and Compass. We're an AWS partner. We work with companies such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Eon, Veolia, Harman, which is a division of Samsung, Siemens, Sigfox, Philips Healthcare. We work with a lot of big companies. Q&A. Would anyone like to ask any questions, pose any ideas, thoughts that maybe have come up in the interim here? Trying to look and see if I can find where the texts are held. Are there any questions? I can't see the text here. Here we go. Okay, I see Patrick, about people privacy. Patrick, that's an interesting question. We're actually collecting all this data anonymously, and so privacy is absolutely ensured. The data is only collected and held locally on the device unless otherwise requested, and then it's cycled out as first in, first out. Does that answer any of the questions? Answer it? Lisa, as far as HIPAA compliance, no, it is not HIPAA compliant. That's the reason why we actually put it as specifically not to be used as a medical diagnostic device, because that's when HIPAA rules would come into question. This is actually more under the category of an access control device from a safety security standpoint, and so it would not fall under the same HIPAA and HIPAA and FDA regulations that you're referring to. With that being said, we do have people who are looking to use them in healthcare facilities, but it's more of an initial, less official screening for access control purposes. What we're trying to do is, it's kind of philosophically like like if you were mining for gold. You're actually trying to sift through in a few different ways, and we're just one of the screens that helps filter through in that process. Does that answer your question? Any other questions? Oh, come on, guys. I know somebody's thinking something here. Throw it out. No such thing as a dumb question. Does it come with multiple languages? It can be translated into other languages. We would need to partner with you and possibly others to translate that. But since it's in an Android environment, I believe all languages would be supported from the user interface standpoint. As far as the text-to-speech portion, I'd have to get back with you. I'd like to know which specific languages you have in mind. Let's take that offline so we can figure out a more accurate solution. Hey, Tom, I see you there. As far as temperature range right out of the box, I believe it is 97.0 to 99.5 is the range. But I'll have to double check with engineering on that, and I'll get back with you, Tom. Any other questions? As far as technical support, it says service 24/7. Currently, no. There is not 24/7 support on this. With that, what we're doing is we're actually managing that normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, with our reseller channel of distributors, they're offering their own different support packages as well that they offer with a litany of different capabilities depending on who the reseller is. And then they would, if it would get above their head, they would come back to us, and they know how to reach us in different ways to get additional support. However, I have to reemphasize, this is simple stuff. You plug it in, you boot it up, it just works. There's really not a lot of support for that. Now, if you're going into integration, then that would be more of a standardized engineering project, and we would handle those on a case-by-case basis. Any other questions? Just saw a question pop up from Karen Bradley. Could you repost that, please? It disappeared on me. Any other questions? Can it be used for employee check-in on time cards, check-in, or for time card purposes? Absolutely, it could, Karen. That would have to be integrated to an existing time clock application. But yeah, we could certainly work with you in order to do that. Be more than happy to do so. If you could email me about the specific details of your application there, I'd like to get some of our guys looking into the project for you, and we can look at see how it's how viable of a solution we might be able to put together for you. Any other questions? Feel kind of like the guy on Ferris Bueller. Bueller, anyone? Anyone? Come on, guys. I know you know. I know you've got other thoughts here. Throw them at me. Okay, everybody. Well, it looks like there aren't any other questions. Did anyone else on the panel have anything they wanted to throw out? Maybe any questions they might have, ideas? Yes, Karen, we do sell through distributors. Yes, you would get pricing through our distributors. That's correct. Do you have someone that you're already working with, Karen? Okay, please reach out to me. You've got my contact information. Please reach out to me after this call, and I will figure out what you've got going on, what your needs are, and I will help you get set up with one of our resellers who would best align with what your needs are. Sound good? Perfect. I'll keep an ear open for your call afterwards here. Anybody else have any questions, thoughts, ideas? Expected delivery, literally I can start shipping product next week. Depending on what your volumes are, we may have a slight delay. Just as we're building up inventory right now, we've got inventory coming in weekly as we speak. And so I just need to know more about how many you might need so that I can better address that question. Minimum units per order, 1. Any other questions? No problem, Patrick. Glad to help. Seriously, I hope that you, Patrick, and Karen, that both you guys call me soon, because I really want to talk to you guys more. It sounds like you've got some really interesting applications that you're wanting to kick off here. This is exciting stuff. Any other questions? Thoughts? Maybe ideas? Okay, everybody, I really appreciate your time. Looks like we're running out of, oh, pardon me. Sorry. You're already in with, is M. Hunter. Okay, sounds good. I didn't realize you were. Any other thoughts, questions, comments, folks? Okay, this sounds great, folks. I'm really looking forward to speaking with all of you. Can't wait to get a few projects kicked off here and see what we can do to help things go a little more smoothly. Thank you, Patrick. I do appreciate it. Looking forward to working with you guys. Thank you so much for all your time. And I truly do, I think we can do a lot of good together as far as helping bring the economy back and really just try to get things back to normal and get the economy back. I mean, my goodness, this has been a crazy time for us all. Talk to you guys next time. Again, anything that comes up, please call, please email. I'm here to help.